Honestly, guys, I don't really want to talk about this, but based on the clip that I happened to randomly come across that was included in the previous video and reading your comments from that, we must. Sadly, we do have statements from, sadly,
this other child.
Austin Metcalf's father.
It's very unfortunate that this other child decided to make a bad choice that's going to affect him for the rest of his life. I have compassion for every human being. This is not, I want to make this very clear. This is not a race issue. This is not a black and white issue. I don't want someone stepping up on a soapbox trying to politicize this. I don't appreciate some of the remarks I've seen online that people say there was this fight and they don't know, they weren't there.
His thoughts and his opinions, I'll share with you. You've probably seen it already. I did ask Grok a few questions about this. You know, I like asking Grok, getting more information to share. And we also have this article from the New York Post that gives, a quick rundown of what happened. Karmelo Anthony's lawyer says murder of teen football star Austin Metcalf could have been self-defense. Once $1 million bond lowered. We'll begin this read of this New York Post. And it says the attorney for Karmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old accused of murdering football star Austin Metcalf at a Texas track meet, insists he doesn't have any reason to think the killing wasn't in self-defense and will request the teen's bond be lowered from $1 million. Anthony has been holed up in the Collin County Jail on the 7-digit bond since was charged with fatally stabbing Metcalf, also 17, and leaving him to die in his twin brother's arms during the athletic event in Frisco Wednesday morning. Which is extremely grim to think of watching yourself die. Think about that as a twin. You see what I'm saying? Anthony has been holed up after briefly meeting with the teenager for the first time on Friday afternoon. Anthony's attorney, Derek Walpole, told NBC Dallas Fort Worth that at this point in time, he believes his client acted in self-defense when he thrust a knife into Metcalf's heart, which is what Anthony had allegedly told police during his arrest. Guilty. Quote, I know that my client said it was self-defense. I don't have any reason to disbelieve that, but I need to develop facts, talk to people, and figure out what's going on before I make any statements about what I think happened, is what Walpole told the outlet outside of the prison, and I don't have any reason to think it wasn't self-defense at this time, is what he said. Walpole also confirmed he had requested a hearing next week to lower Anthony's bond, which could raise the chances of his pretrial release. The stabbing was sparked when Metcalf, a Memorial High School junior, asked Anthony, a Centennial High School student, to move from underneath Memorial's pop-up tent during a rain delay, and Anthony refused, according to an arrest report. Anthony immediately unzipped the bag, reached inside, and told Metcalf, touch me and see what happens. This is what a witness told police. Moments later, Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest, police said. Metcalf's twin brother, Hunter, rushed to Austin's aid but couldn't save him. He says, I put my hand on his chest, tried to make the bleeding stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too, is what Hunter told Fox News. In an emotional interview the following day, Anthony ran away but was quickly arrested. Quote, I'm not alleged, I did it. 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony confessed to police as he was being taken into custody, according to the arrest report. Quote, I was protecting myself, Anthony allegedly told cops, and he said he put his hands on me. Anthony's father told the Post this week that his son was provoked, saying he was not the aggressor. He was not the one who started it, Andrew Anthony said. Everyone has already made their assumptions about my son, but he's not what they're making him out to be. Andrew Anthony said, adding that his son is an A student who works 2 jobs. Anthony's stepmother, Kayla Hayes, told the Post Saturday that the family had hired a PR team but declined to comment further. Anthony's attorney could not be reached for comment on Sunday. Yeah. So, yeah. Here's the deal. Karmelo Anthony should spend the rest of his life in prison. And I don't care about how old he is. I don't care about what color his skin is. I don't care about the course and texture of his hair. I don't care about anything besides the facts, the law, the statements that have been made. And again, taking this opportunity to create a teachable moment so maybe other people don't make the same mistake that Karmelo Anthony did. And this is probably the easiest way to put it. I asked Grok what happened. Grok gives me a quick synopsis. And apparently, Karmelo stabbed Austin Metcalf in the heart. Terrible. Awful. Over a seat. Over being asked to move and perhaps maybe a hand on his shoulder. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe it escalated even further. However, the information that's available, the statement that he made, and the actions that he took say a lot. Especially from before he even got to the game, before he even got to the track meet, before he was even in this position, Karmelo Anthony decided to bring a knife. Why? He had a knife in his backpack. And odds are, that's not allowed. Not in, let's see here. My question being, are knives allowed at Memorial High School or in backpacks during sporting events such as this particular track meet? And Grok says that there's no specific public information available detailing the exact knife policy at Memorial High School in Frisco, Texas, or for the track meet held at Kai Kendall Stadium on April 2nd. However, based on general practices in U.S. public schools, particularly within the Frisco Independent School District, ISD, knives are typically prohibited on school grounds and at school-sponsored events, including sporting events like track meets. He brought a knife. Was the blade over 5.5 inches? I don't know. If it was 5 inches, that make it any better? He brought a knife. He had a knife in his backpack. He was asked to move, and he then proceeded to dig into said backpack and threaten Austin Metcalf and say, "Touch me again and see what happens." Does anyone know what the term premeditated means? Then the trauma ensues. The attack occurs. A life is lost. And what does Karmelo do? What does he do? Anthony ran away. He ran away. It was self-defense. I was asked to move. I didn't move. I then opened my backpack, went inside, grabbed the knife that I had that I probably shouldn't have brought. Actually, definitely shouldn't have brought. Apparently, Austin touched Karmelo. Karmelo then proceeded to take said knife out of bag, stab Austin in the heart, killing him, and then effectively doing exactly what he was asked to do to begin with, which was move, which was vacate, which was get up and leave, for which he ran away. There's a term, it's fight or flight. There was no need for the fight. There was no need for the fight. And there's so many critical mistakes and errors that have been made here, all based on poor judgment, all based on bad decisions, all based on not race, none of that shit. An uneducated teenager who made a terrible choice and poor decision that has ultimately ruined and wrecked his life. That's it. That's it. And this lady here on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, or I saw it on X, what she has to say, she's just as fucking stupid.
Y'all not gonna make me believe or feel any kind of sympathy for Austin Metcalf at all. He put his hands on that young man when he should have kept them hands to himself. When the young man told him, touch me and see, you bet not touch me, that meant that I don't want you in my space. I don't want you touching me. Rosa Parks days is over. You cannot think that you can move somebody out of a seat that you don't own and think that it's going to be okay. And you can't determine how I'm going to retaliate on you when you put your hands on me in an aggressive manner. Austin Metcalf got exactly what he deserved. Point blank, period. It's time out for feeling sorry for somebody's feelings or feeling emotional about somebody's feelings. Austin Metcalf should have kept his damn hands to himself. Point blank, period. Y'all not gonna